Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Let's get right into talking about money. All right, today I'm going to give some tips on buying a home in the current market that we're in. So the first thing I want to say is this crash that people may be hearing about, it's not coming. The parameters and the criteria that would be needed for the crash are not the same as they were 15, 16 years ago in the crash of 08, 09, 10. So first throw that out your mind. The crash is not coming, and accept the fact that real estate prices are kind of higher than what you probably want them to be. But that doesn't mean that you can't shop effectively. So here's some things that I think you should consider when it comes to buying a home in today's market. The first thing is, please interview agents. Don't take the agent that has the most sales. Don't take the agent that had this with the biggest company just based on any of that stuff. Actually interview several agents and talk to them for 20, 30 minutes. Get a feel for what they know. Because here's some things that you don't know as a buyer that I do know as a person that's been dealing with that business for a decade and a half. The agent that may have the most sales may predominantly work with listings, which means they're working with sellers. They may not even really be interested in working with buyers, and they may take you as a client and then pawn you off to someone else on their team, or the communication could be lighter than what you need it to be. But do an interview, guys. Interview several agents to make sure that they bring the skills that you need them to bring to the table, and that they have the knowledge of the particular part of the market where you live that you're targeting to live in. All right, so that's first. Interview the agent. Another thing, know what you want, but be flexible. Okay? Inventory is finally starting to increase some, but you still need to be flexible because it is tighter than it's been in normal situations. It ain't flying off the shelves in 1 or 2 days, every listing like all these agents are telling you that is happening. It may be happening in the most sought after areas, but in an average, say, B-class neighborhood, you're starting to see a little bit of market time now. So know what you want, but be flexible, okay? That's flexible with neighborhood, that's flexible with amenities, and that's flexible with things like size of property, or square footage of property as far as the actual home or the entire lot. Be flexible. Another thing is, know that you need to be a viable customer. Okay? If, let's say for instance, if you qualify for an FHA mortgage and that's all you qualify for, then you need to find a house that works with an FHA mortgage. Every home cannot be financed by every type of loan. And the only homes that can be financed by an FHA loan or a home is a home that is in move-in ready condition and can pass their inspection. It does not have to be updated. It does not have to be remodeled, but it has to be move-in ready and hazard-free for you as the occupant. I feel that if you can get yourself in condition to where you can get a conventional loan, you open a lot more doors to a lot of different homes. Maybe homes that might need just a little bit of work, but now you can get some sweat equity in there by getting it below value. So you just give yourself more options by being a viable buyer. And that means you need to be able to qualify for more than one type of loan. Another thing, be a forward thinker. Okay, if you go for the hot neighborhood, wherever the hot neighborhood is where you live, you're going to pay top market value. But if you can foresee the change coming, upward trajectory in an adjacent neighborhood or the adjacent neighborhood next to the adjacent neighborhood, and you can see things going that way in a couple years, you might be able to get in way under value, let's say 5 years from now, in those neighborhoods than you would be buying in the hot neighborhood. Example, neighborhood A, $350,000, neighborhood B, maybe $290,000, but the development that's hit neighborhood A is coming to neighborhood B, and these are just for an example, guys. and you could get in there and reap the benefits of some of that future equity by getting in the property at a much lower price. Last thing, interest rate situation. The interest rates probably are not going to change a whole lot very soon. And the reason for that is because the American consumer is telling the Federal Reserve that they don't need his help. By their spending habits, by all the data that they're looking at, it's letting them know that, well, why do I need to help you by reducing rates? So if you're waiting on rates to go down, true, anything can happen. They could go down, they could go down quickly, but I don't see it happening too fast. I think the rates are going to stay within 1% of where they are for a little while, at least, let's say 6 months to a year. So there's some tips you can use to effectively go home shopping in an environment like we're in right now, if you are in the market for a home. I don't think it's the best market for a home, but the next market could be worse or it could be better. You really don't know. But when you are shopping, you need to try and get the best deal possible that you can get based on current market conditions. So just keep that in mind. All right, that's all I got on this one, guys. I'll be back soon, but for now, peace. Class dismissed.